I'm Trevor. I'm the managing publisher at the Daily Cal, and I'm a rhetoric and sociology major.
My name is Alexandria Hendricks. I'm the managing editor of the Daily Californian, and I'm an English and Peace and Conflict Studies major at UC Berkeley.
Hi, I'm Kareem. I'm the editor-in-chief and president, and I'm a geography major.
Hi, my name is Juan Rodriguez, and I'm the development manager here at the Daily Californian. And my major is interdisciplinary studies.
Hi, my name is Bobby. I served as one of the assistant news editors over the summer, and I actually just graduated from UC Berkeley this past May with a degree in economics.
The Daily Californian is entirely student-run, and it's independent from the university, unlike most college papers. It means that we can cover the college and the city fairly and impartially. Another thing is that the paper that you get every single day is entirely produced by students staying up until 4 in the morning. And that goes for everyone from designers to reporters to columnists to layout designers and our copy editors who are very valiant about getting rid of all those Oxford commas. So yeah, I think it's really exciting. Just the location that we are in right now, it's really just at the forefront of every political and social and economic issue that we're talking about nationwide. And I think it really sets up everyone at this paper who wants to do journalism professionally to cover those issues when they go on to a professional news organization.
I think it's given me like a very different experience than if I'd just kind of like done the classwork here. I feel like a big part of it is that you go to classes and it's like I think a relatively kind of like straightforward structure about like how Berkeley works. But I think that there's something very unique about at the Daily Cal the fact that there are no kind of instructions for what you do. Like you kind of have to like show up every day and without really being told like what the direction is. I never got training for most of my positions. Kind of being thrown into like the deep end of that and having to like get used to coming up with solutions on your own, learning how to like lead projects that you haven't had experience with, learning how to like adapt to different like sides of the Daily Cal. Like at this point I've worked in 5 or 6 departments at least. Like, I think there's also something about that like newspaper deadline format of working, the idea that you always have like one product you need to produce and it's a question of just meeting that deadline. And it's been really interesting working with that kind of a structure.
I think it's especially in this era, I mean, people want to understand how things work, especially, I mean, when it comes to the economy, you know, with a new presidential administration and, you know, things, you know, that making large policy level decisions on, you know, how they want to change business taxes or implement new policies on trade. People want to know how things work, and I think it's partially the responsibility of journalists with accurate reporting to, you know, not only help people, you know, understand what's going on, but understand, you know, why things are happening, what are the implications. I think journalism is one of the essential mediums for the public, for stakeholders to really, you know, keep track and, you know, hold and to some extent, you know, hold the powerful accountable in their decision making and how that might be impacting the public.
Really, in the last few years, Berkeley has become this kind of cornerstone of American politics. You know, we're talking about alt-right rallies in Charlottesville, and we are going to have some in our backyard in 2 weeks. Covering that kind of stuff as a aspiring reporter right now, when I'm 20, it's just invaluable experience that I wouldn't get, you know, if I was in the middle of nowhere. Or even at a small paper, yeah.
A big part of it is the fact that we are independent and that our business side is in a lot of ways student run. We do have like professional staff help, but it is kind of like unique that we do manage our own finances to that degree. And the fact that we are very much reliant on developing this ad revenue, I think that that's a big part of it. I think also a part of it is just being in the city of Berkeley. There's kind of like something very interesting and very unique about being in an area where you're not just covering students and where your readership and your audience isn't just the student population, but this weird kind of like dual like aim that you have to like, I guess like get used to and kind of like cater to, with like also being like a big, I don't know, way of like telling the story of the city for the people in the city, the people who have lived here for decades.
I really was looking for a student organization where the people I was interacting with really cared about something, and we were producing a product that reflected that. I mean, there's always something to talk about, and it also means that even when we graduate college, we'll still be talking about these very issues as we pursue journalism careers in the industry.
I spend a lot of time at the Daily Cal. I would say because I've spent so much time here and I work with other people who spend so much time here, we kind of have created a pretty good community where we kind of hold each other accountable to okay, now making sure we're kind of weathering this strange media time and stuff, kind of keeping good relations with the community, campus PR people, the mayor, stuff like that. It's kind of a lot of things, and then kind of at the end of the day, me and the other people in kind of our senior management positions were just kind of stopgaps, right? Make sure if things don't happen, we make sure they happen so that a paper gets out every day.
It's given me a lot of professional experience. It's more than just going to meetings and sending emails. It's sort of holding up your end of the responsibility, and that's something that you're supposed to learn when you get into the real world of business and actually holding a job. But here at the Daily Cal, you're a student, and being able to experience those different challenges and learn those lessons that are usually taught after you graduate.
I literally would not be here in this position, to take advantage of the opportunity, a privilege we have at the Daily Cal, just, would have been impossible. I couldn't have imagined being here.
So if you want to learn more about student experiences like mine at schools like UC Berkeley, click the link below to subscribe.